Alright, YouTube, we're here for round number 1 of our league with four color. I forgot how many colors are in my deck. 4-color Omnath Blade. We on the die roll, go ahead and play first. 5 land, red, and 6 Batterskull. That's not going to cut it. Let's take a mulligan. Alright, this hand is much, much better. What am I putting back? I think I'm putting back Triome. Yeah, then I don't have red mana if I draw red and 6. Could put back Tracker. I put back Triumph, go land Noble. Let's say they kill my Noble. I go land Stoneforge. And I get 2 shots at finding a land. Yeah, I mean, the Triumph is just super awkward in this hand anyways, so I think it's fine putting it back. Like, the way that my hand is, I kind of need all my lands to come into play untapped anyways. Like, it's a red source, yeah, but I don't have a red and 6 in my hand anyways, so I think it's fine. What is opponent up to? Main phase, fetch, Triumph, go. Could be a mirror match. Well, if it's a 75 card mirror, which granted, obviously it might not be. These decks don't have Lightning Bolt. They do have Path and they do have Onthanize. I'm considering just jamming Tracker here, though. I could also play Stoneforge in a tap land. Stoneforge tap land's probably better, because then I can hold up Stoneforge and Queller next turn. And I'm going to get Feast and Famine? Yeah, Feast and Famine. I'll play this. Split against your deck, haha. Today, I'm trying to win in Modern with Grixis Shadow. Grixis Shadow, huh? Chat knows my opinions on Grixis Shadow. If they kill my Hierarch, I can't actually cast Spell Queller now. That's super awkward. Alright, just kidding. Just kidding. The thing is, they're just not going to play a spell, right? They're just going to hold up other stuff. So it's still kind of awkward. So it's like, I can't really go for the Sword Equip anyways. I don't think so. Get this. Yeah, so they're playing the mirror. So I'm probably going to get pathed here. And if I'm getting pathed, maybe I should just Tracker. What's worst case scenario if I Tracker? They path the Tracker? Oh, I guess worst case is they just Queller the Tracker. Could do nothing. Yeah, if they Queller the Tracker, that's pretty bad. If I go for Sword, they path my Stoneforge, then I'll have 3, 4, 5 mana, so I can actually Tracker and Queller next turn if I find a land. Alright, I decided that path is not that bad for me. I don't think it is that bad for me. Let's attack first. If they were going to play around Mana Leak, they would have just pathed already, so. Yeah, this was obvious, but I think that's fine. We'll get an island. I'll play Stomp. Oh, I don't even need a land. I can just Tracker with Queller. I can Tracker and Queller next turn. But I have to play my land before playing the Tracker. Maybe not the mirror. They could be playing just a 4-color control deck. No, okay, definitely the mirror. So they just have an extra Triumph in their deck. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go fetch land, Tracker, hold up. Ooh. Well, that's bad if they have Queller. So fetch land first, then Tracker. Yeah, no changes so far. The only thing well, no changes from after I cut the Spell Piercers for Forces, but I don't really know what I want to change. I'm not like the biggest Mana Leak fan, but I also don't know what I would want to play instead of Mana Leak. Maybe Remand? Just because this kind of feels like a tempo deck, you know? Remand could be good. And this, like, because I'm playing my land first, they obviously know I have Spell Queller, but, you know, what are they going to do about it? Just because they know I have it doesn't necessarily mean they can play around it. Ooh, they could have Path to Exile, so they could let Queller resolve, Path to Queller, Mana Leak the Tracker. That would kind of stink, but I think I have to go for this. Let's get a Forest. This kind of screams that they have Path, but I think I still have to go for it. I don't have Path, that's good. I think just pay for Leak. Well, the thing about pay for Leak, I guess even if they, like, slam an Omnath, I can just equip the sword to the tracker. But this, I get good value out of this Queller if they don't have Path, right? Because now, like, even if they kill Queller later down the road, this Mana Leak's not really going to do much. I guess I could have just paid for Leak. Maybe that was better. Kind of just like having the body in play. Yeah, that's true. Probably should have paid just because of Path to Exile. And then next turn I could just equip and hold up Spell Queller. Because like now if they draw Path, it's kind of awkward. Because like I have to jam the equipment, you know, and then they just Path. So yeah, I was probably supposed to just pay. That was just bad. I don't know why I thought I wanted to Queller there. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay. I mean, now I can just chump block with Queller, right? Because their Mana Leak doesn't do anything anyways. See, that's why I wanted to play the Queller. Come on, chat. Not that that was my intention, but I think I'm attacking them and just ignoring the Wrenn. I don't think I care that much about Wrenn. I'm just going to have 10,000 cards in my hand. Can even go fetch. Get planes. Excuse me. And then crack this. Blue-white floating, in case I find Tef. Alright, well. I mean. You can go. Your move. They get to kill Tef with Wrenn and 6 now, but I just don't think I care that much. I just don't want to get hit by the sword. I think the way I lose this game is sword getting them to cast like 3 or 4 spells in the same turn, so I think I'm supposed to tuck the sword there. Like, I understand that they can just kill Tef, but I don't think it matters that much. I guess this kind of stinks if they have Fire and Ice, because they can just... Well, if they cast Fire Ice, I snap Mana Leak it, so it's not that bad. But I think I am supposed to tuck the sword there. Could have tucked the Hierarch. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that was better. It's actually, that probably is better, actually. Ooh, they fetched away the sword. That's good. Yeah, I also don't really know how to lose from here. Seems pretty tough, but I'm sure I'll find a way. Alright. Just gonna Mana Leak this. I don't really see a reason not to. Sure. It's fine. So they what? Bounce Omnath, kill Teferi? Oh, so they have Path? Is that what this is? They're trying to draw Path? So, I guess I can just force the issue, right? Kill this. Alright, they don't have path. So equip here. Tracker. I'm doing these in some random order, but doesn't really matter that much. Attack them. Yeah, they're just dead. Cool. Rather get more clues, like if they float, then do we still equip? Yeah, I still would. What else did you want to do? Oh, you wanted to play the... You wanted to uptick on the Ren first? Maybe. I guess, like, we're going to be equipping either way, right? There's no scenario where we don't equip, so maybe pinging is just irrelevant. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Sure. Alright, 4-color Stoneblade Mirror. I think Force is pretty good. I don't really think Veil is particularly great. I like On Thin Ice. I mean, do I like On Thin Ice? It's not great at answering sword hits. I guess I don't really know what's bad in this matchup. Mana Leak is worse on the draw, but if I cut Mana Leak, my blue card count is very, very low for Force. So I don't know if I can cut Mana Leak, even though I think it is pretty bad on the draw. Maybe I'm supposed to, though. But if I'm cutting Mana Leak on the draw, maybe I don't want these Forces. And maybe I just want Gus. Gust answers Omnath, Tracker, Ren and 6. It's not bad. No, I've not changed the mana base from yesterday. What if I had Forces instead of On Thin Ice? How many blue cards am I at? 2, 4, 5, 8, 12, 15? 15's not bad for only 2 Forces. I could do this. I don't know, though. On Thin Ice on the draw is pretty important to kill Hierarch. So maybe I'd rather just have more On Thin Ices. It's really tough. Really, really tough. I think on the draw, I'd rather have On Thin Ice. Maybe I'll have, like, 1 Force instead of a Path. Nah, I'm gonna try this. This feels like I'm pretty weak to Teferi, though, because I have no Mana Leaks, no Forces. But at the same time, I'm kind of just taking all the cards out of my deck that are bad against Teferi, so... So while I don't have answers to Teferi, I have a lot less cards in my deck that Teferi, you know, positively interacts with. So I think it's fine. I assume the die roll plays a huge part in this matchup. So. It seems all about getting a mana advantage. Well, I have Hierarch and Ren and 6, but if they have Ren and 6 for my Hierarch, this sucks. I'm gonna keep it, though. I don't think I can mulligan a hand like this. They don't have Hierarch on 1. Maybe I could have boarded out some Hierarchs because of Ren and 6. Maybe that was a good idea. Boarded out a couple Hierarchs on the draw for Ren and 6. Phoenix list and even not Phoenix draws, lose to other decks' linear game plans. Yeah, it's just like, it's so hard to consistently have good Phoenix draws without Ren and 6. Of course they have the Ren. When don't they have the Ren? Come on, chat, you know how this works. See, this is a spot where I would much, much rather have a... Steam Vents, because I'd much rather get Steam Vents there. But... You think even with looting the deck wouldn't be tier 1? I don't know. Looting is a pretty messed up card. I think it would be pretty good with looting. If Tef, yep. Well, this stinks. I'm gonna get Hallowed Fountain. Gust their Wren. And then get back a land. Let's try and maintain Wren 6 advantage. I'm sure they're going to top it, but... Yeah, I think I just forgot to add the Steam Vents. I do think there should be a Steam Vents in this deck somewhere, though. I don't know if you want to cut the Triumph for it. I think I wanted to cut this for it. I think this should probably be a Steam Vents. Because there's been a couple scenarios where I've wanted it. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I don't really know how I'm getting out of this. I'm just taking a 17 for 1 on this Path to Exile. And I guess I'm going to play Stoneforge and get... I don't know, Fire and Ice? I think Mono Red Prowess is better without Phoenix. Yeah. Yeah, they do kind of need to answer the Red and 6. Although, like, what is the emblem even doing for me? It's just Path, right? Path and Gust, which, like, do those cards even matter? Simo CR1, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I mean, it gives me infinite ways to answer their threats. We also know they have a Red and 6 on top. They top the Red and 6 from the Gust. We know they have one in their hand, which means at any point they can just play Red and 6 and ping. We knew about that. So that is a way to answer it, sort of. What's up, Muffin? Right, yeah, no, that makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I got Fire Ice. So I could just start killing other creatures. Ping this, path this, play my own Stoneforge. If I ping this, play Batterskull, they can just bounce the Germ token and send with the sword. So I think that's bad. So let's ping this. I have to path now because of Tef. And then I'm just gonna play play Stoneforge, get the last equipment. Just play this tapped. Alright, your go. May path me? I assume they're going to path me here. Worse the action on Tef by playing Skull. Yeah, that just gives them a sword hit, though. I don't think that's good. I think I just want to make sure that I maintain the board. I think I just want to maintain the board as much as humanly possible. Like, it sucks that I had to downtick the Red that turn, because that was the one thing that I had going for me, is that, like, that's the only advantage I had. They're ahead in almost every other aspect, but my one saving grace was that I was going to be able to tick the Ren up, and maybe I was supposed to do that? And just accept... Well, no, because if they get a sword hit, they can just deal 2 to the Ren anyways, so... Man, Riki Gusari, that's a blast from the past. If this deck's going to be popular, it might be right. Yeah, I've kind of wanted a bolt too. Maybe the Unthanices are just not where we want to be. I guess I can just fetch plus Ren, play Batterskull? And then have 2 things in play so they can't get a sword hit in, because I can just chump block. Alright, I'm done with that. I don't think I can afford to jam a sword here, because they clearly have Path in their hand. Although if they have Path, they're gonna get a sword hit anyways, right? Because they just Path my Germ token, bounce the Stoneforge. Yeah, it's possible this deck just wants to play Bolt instead of on Thin Ice. There's been a few spots where I would really like to have Bolt. And especially if we had the Steam Vents, we get an extra red source too. Because you probably want an extra red source if you're going to play Bolt. Oh yeah, I could have just activated Stoneforge. You're right. Yeah, that was dumb. I kind of just checked out of this game. I don't think I can possibly win. I don't think you want 2 Triomes. You really, really need untapped lands on turn 1 for Hierarch. I think that both Triomes are pretty bad, actually. I don't even want to play the first Triome. Like, I just want to cut Rogren Triome for Steam Vents. I don't want to play any Triomes. They've been pretty bad for me. You just need untapped lands, especially with your curve. You just need to be able to curve out. That's the best part about playing this deck. And just having tapped lands is just feels so bad. They kind of suck. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that argument, but we're also considering adding Lightning Bolt to our deck, right? And if we add Lightning Bolt, that makes Steam Vents make a lot more sense, because then we actually have a 1-mana thing to cast off of Steam Vents. You know. Like, I think with the way that the deck is currently constructed, I don't think that the Steam Vents is particularly great. But if we add Lightning Bolt to our deck, it gets a lot better, you know. Do I play this game for time or do I concede? Yeah, I don't want to waste anybody's time. Alright, game 3 on the play. I still think the counterspells are bad. I don't like the counterspells. I think this is good. I mean, is it possible I want Ashiok to make it so they can't search off of Stoneforge? That seems really bad. I think they're board out their counterspells too, so I don't like Veil. Yeah, this seems fine to me. All this makes sense. Like, Mana Leak is better on the play, but I still just don't think I want that. I think on the play I could just be more proactive and just ignore the counterspells, you know? Just not play that kind of game. Noble Hierarch is so unbelievably good, though, especially in these mirrors. Mana advantage is one of the only thing that matters. Like, this is like the one hand where the Triumph is okay. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little bit risky, but maybe I'm supposed to just mulligan the Noble Hierarch because it's so important. I don't think you have enough blue cards for Force, given the way this deck is constructed. Yeah, again, I just don't know if you have enough blue cards if you do that. Alright. We'll play Mystic. I'm just going to get Feast and Famine. I think Feast and Famine is the most important one to get going first. Should you run a 1 of, a Knight of Autumn, lots of Stoneforge decks, and D's first red? It's not the worst idea. Also can, like, snipe Utopia Sprawls in the play against Heliod. I don't hate that. I don't know what you'd play it over, but it's a good idea. It also wears... It's just a body that wears a sword. That's fine. That I am okay with. I think I'm just going to jam Tef here. Yeah, I'm just going to jam... I got to jam Tef. Let's get Hallowed Fountain, I think. I want to jam Tef here because it makes it so I just get almost a guaranteed sword hit in at some point. Pressure their run a little bit. You like B-Skull with the first one? I mean, doesn't the sword force action from them too? They both kind of force action, but I feel like if I get sword going early, then I think that's fine. I hope they bounce my Stoneforge. Ice Fang's not a bad idea either. What would you cut for Ice Fang, though? What do you want to play it over? Like, is it possible this deck just doesn't want to be a Mana Leak deck? Maybe. Lil Bug, 675, thank you for the follow. I think I'm just going to play 2 Stoneforges here. Because next turn I can go Violent, Feast, and Famine, equip to something. Yeah, I'm just going to play 2 Stoneforges here. Why is that loose? What else do you want to do? Oh, do you want to play a Stoneforge and Violent and a Batterskull, maybe? We could play Stoneforge and Violent Batterskull. Yeah, maybe that's just better. Then we can instep the Batterskull, untap, Violent, Feast, and Famine. Well, if they have a second Tef, right? They bounce the Summoning Sick, this Stoneforge. We Violent Batterskull. Then they bounce Beastskull. We have a Stoneforge in play. But then we can't Sword Equip, right? Yeah, then I guess they lose the other Tef. Yeah, I guess that's not bad. I guess I could buy that line. Yeah, alright. I guess I'll buy that. That makes sense. Burger King or Jersey Mike's? Jersey Mike's. Easy. Easy Jersey Mike's. I mean, I prefer Five Guys over both, but... Five Guys is lit. It's half off Whoppers. That's reasonable, I guess. Yeah, and I guess even if they have a second Tef, they minus on the Stoneforge, I Violent Batterskull, they play second Tef, bounce the Batterskull, then I just attack their Tef, play the other Stoneforge. Yeah, I mean, that's actually really good for me, so this is fine. Any Ska on the playlist? No, I never really got into Ska. Cut 2 Force, 2 Queller, 1 Tracker, 2 Path for 4 Bolt, 3 Ice Fang. 4 Bolt, huh? I guess if everybody is moving towards these Stoneforge Mystic decks, I'd much rather have Bolt than Path. I do agree with that. But then, yeah, see, I knew they were going to make this play, but this is fine. But then you make your Death Shadow matchup a lot worse, so I don't know. There's some give and take there. Right, yeah. It's for the Death Shadow matchup for sure. Well, they know we have the sword. There's no way they're going to path the token, right? That play is so bad from them. They obviously have second Tef. I knew that this was what they had. Like, it just made it so obvious. But I guess they could also path the Stoneforge. Maybe that would be awkward. But then we just go Tracker Stoneforge, probably? Oh, they're just going to let me sword hit them. Oh, we need a land. Land in this game's probably over. I could try and find a land. I think I want to try and find a land here. It's just so unbelievably good if I find a land. I could bounce the Batterskull. But if I'm attacking with Stoneforge... Okay, so here's the thing. If I bounce Batterskull, bouncing Batterskull is good if I don't draw land, right? Because then I could just go Stoneforge, Violent Batterskull. Yeah. Damn it. That's not bad, because now I can kill their Tef. So now I can go Ren, down tick on Tef, pass with Stoneforge up. Could have done that too. Maybe that was better. Ren, uptick, get a land, attack Tef, and hold Spell Queller up. Maybe that was better. That might have been better. They probably both win. Yeah. We're just gonna be way too far ahead. Right, yeah. Like, they probably get Batterskull here. I don't know. I don't know how they're getting out of this. And this is a spot where if they had Bolt, maybe they had a shot, you know? They, like, Bolt the Tef, hold up Path. But, yeah, I really think this deck probably should... I'm going to try and play a couple Bolts, maybe. I think that Bolt's really good in this deck. Spellqueller's nice. What'd they get? Beast and Famine. Aether Gust, Renin 6. So their last card is probably Path, right? So what they're trying to do is let me put it on top, then they path the Stoneforge. But if they path the Stoneforge, then I just go Hardcast Sword, equip, untap, do all this shit. But if I put it on top and they don't path, then I just go end step Violent Batterskull, untap, Violent Sword, equip. I actually kind of want to bottom it. I really want to draw a land naturally because I want to be able to, because they can just chump block, right, if I attack with Batterskull. Yeah, I think I'm just going to let it go. I think I like that better. Do you have to add more red sources for Bolt? Yeah, I kind of want to add a Steam Vents anyways. I think you need an additional untapped red source. So I think you would want to play a Steam Vents in that case. Yeah, so now I just want to land here. There we go. There we go. Let's get... Let's get another white source, I guess. This is kind of an exclamation point Tibalt situation. What about 4 Unthin Ice, 2 Bolt main, 2 Path sideboard? That's not bad either. Yeah, that should be the game. Yes. One piece away from Voltron? Well, the sad thing is they're probably going to concede before we Voltron, so... You know. It is what it is. What it is. That card just doesn't matter, so you got it. I think threatening Flash 4/4 is pretty important in these decks. Don't underestimate it. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that was an interesting mirror match. I think I kind of like the way that I sideboarded. I just want to pull it up real quick for those of you watching on YouTube. Boarding out all the counter spells. I think that makes sense. I think you just want to, especially in the play, you just want to kind of press your advantage as much as possible and not kind of mess around with these mana leaks. And the mana leaks also are really bad against Teferi, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Really interesting matchup. Hope you enjoyed the matches, and I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 2.